Hello, let me introduce. My name is Riska Fauziah. I will read a criminal case study. Criminal case study in Indonesia. The theft case of Agus Nurdiansyah 2024. A background: this case involved Agus Nurdiansyah, who was charged with aggravated theft in collaboration with an accomplice, and they currently listed as a fugitive. The crime occurred on 23 September 2024 in Cimahi, West Java. The defendant was accused of stealing items worth 11 million rupiah belonging to the victim, Ikromi Lokaaji. Next, the victim, Ikromi Lokaaji, owned a car wash facility located at Jalan Jenderal Amir Mahmud, number 914, Cimahi. He lost several items, including a water pump and active speaker, which were stored in the facility's warehouse. Next, initial investigation. The incident. On the night of the incident, Agus Nurdiansyah and Endai climbed the back wall of the car wash facility, broke the warehouse glass door, and stole the victim's belongings. Key evidence. First, CCTV footage. The footage captured the defendant and his fugitive accomplice carrying the stolen item. Third, second, witness testimonies. 3 witnesses provided statements that corroborated the charge. Third, defendant's confession. Agus admitted his action during the trial. Next is suspect Agus Nurdiansyah. First, background. The defendant was a 31-year-old daily laborer residing in Cimahi. He claimed to have committed the crime out of financial necessity. Motive. The motive behind Agus Nurdiansyah's action in case number 727 B 2024 PN Balai Bandung was financial necessity. During the trial, the defendant admitted that he participated in the theft because he needed money to support his daily needs. He also revealed that his accomplice persuaded him, and they currently a fugitive, to commit the crime. Although Agus initially refused, he eventually agreed after persistent invitation from Endai. Notably, Agus did not receive any promise of compensation or share of the stolen goods, indicating that his actions were primarily driven by economic hardship and external influence rather than personal gain. Third, behavior. Agus cooperated throughout the trial, expressed remorse for his action, and acknowledged his role in assisting his fugitive accomplice. The trial. Charge. The defendant was charged under Article 3631 subsection 3, 4, and 5 of the Indonesian Penal Code for aggravated theft. Article 3631 of the Indonesian Penal Code shall be punishable by imprisonment for a maximum of 7 years. First, theft committed under aggravating circumstance namely subsection 3, committed at night in a house or a fenced yard containing a house. Subsection 4, committed by two or more persons acting in concert. Subsection 5, committed by breaking, cutting, climbing, or using a false key, a forged order, or a false official uniform. Analysis of Articles 363 paragraph 1 subparagraph 3, 4, and 5 of Indonesian Penal Code or KUHP in the edition number 727 Pidana B 2024 PN Balai Bandung. First element, whoever. Explanation refers to the legal subject, which is a human being who can be held criminally accountable. Fulfillment. Agus Nurdiansyah was identified as the perpetrator through clear identification and testimony in court. Second element, takes something belonging entirely or partly to another person. Explanation. The act of taking another person's property unlawfully, which is completed when the property is under the perpetrator's control. Fulfillment. Agus, together with Endai, took property belonging to the victim, including a water pump, a drill, and other items, value at 11 million rupiah. Third element, with the intent to possess unlawfully. Explanation. The perpetrator intends to control the property as if they were the rightful owner without legal entitlement. Fulfillment. Agus and Endai took the property without the victim's consent, intending to possess in for personal gain. 4. Element at night in a house or enclosed yard with a house. Explanation. The crime occurred during the night in a location that is enclosed or not accessible to just anyone. Fulfillment. The crime occurred at night at the victim's car wash, which is an enclosed yard. 5. Element, committed by two or more persons in collusion. Explanation. The crime was committed together by more than one person. Fulfillment. Agus committed the death together with Endai, who is a fugitive, demonstrating conclusion. 6. Element, by destroying, cutting, climbing, or using a fake key, false order, and fake official clothing. Conclusion. Explanation. The perpetrator used specific method that aggravated the crime of theft. Fulfillment. Agus and warehouse door to steal the victim's property. Conclusion. Explanation. The perpetrator used specific method that aggravated the crime of theft. Fulfillment. Agus and Endai climbed the back wall and broke the glass of the warehouse door to steal the victim's property. Overanalysis. The element in Article 363 paragraph 1 subparagraph 3, 4, and 5 of the KUHP have been proven to be fulfilled based on the factual evidence presented in court, including CCTV footage, witness testimony, and the defendant confession. Therefore, the panel of judges sentenced Agus Nurdiansyah accordingly. Next, analysis. Defense. The defense counsel argued in their plea pledoi that the fugitive status of the principal offender and I should exempt Agus from liability. However, this argument was rejected by the court. Prosecution. The prosecution asserted that Agus was guilty as all the elements of the charge even with fulfilled. Legal facts derived from the CCTV footage, witness testimonies, and the defendant's confession supported the prosecution case. Sentencing. The court handed down the following verdict. First, declared Agus Nurdiansyah guilty of aggravated theft. Second, sentenced the defendant to 2 years and 3 months in prison. Third, ordered the return of the CCTV recording to the victim. Public reaction and media coverage. The case attracted public attention in Cimahi as it involved death in local neighborhood. The court decision was seen as firm and just, delivering fairness to the victim while addressing community concern. So, key issue and legal takeaways. Forensic evidence in death case. CCTV footage played a pivotal role in substantiating the charge against the defendant. This highlighted the importance of electronic evidence in modern legal proceedings. Legal principle in a compliance case. Despite the principal offender and remaining at large, Agus was convicted based on his proven involvement. 3. The role of defense. The defense plea raised significant legal questions regarding whether the fugitive status of a principal offender could absolve and accomplice. However, the court emphasized that such an argument lacked legal merit. Conclusion. The case of Agus Nurdiansyah exemplified the Indonesian criminal justice system approach to handling aggravated theft. The verdict underscored the importance of fair enforcement of the law, even when one of the perpetrators was still a fugitive. The case further demonstrated the critical role of evidence, both electronic and testimonial, in achieving justice. Discussion point. Role of evidence in criminal trial. How significant in the role of CCTV footage in proving criminal acts, especially when I served at the primary evidence. Could the limitation or challenges is relying on such electronic evidence in court. Liability of accomplice. Should accomplices in a crime be held fully accountable when the principal offender is still at large? How does the law balance fairness and the need for justice in such case? Economic hardship as a motive. To what extent should economic hardship be considered a mitigating factor in sentencing? Can financially necessity ever justify or lessen the culpability of a defendant? In impact of DVO status on trial. Does the inability to apprehend a principal offender DPO affect the fairness or completeness of a trial against an accomplice? How should the legal system address this issue to ensure justice is served? Community impact to death's crime. How do death's crime in a local community influence public perception of safety and trust in the justice system? What measure can courts take to reassure affected community? Sentencing professionality. Was a sentencing of 2 years and 3 months appropriate given the defendant's cooperation, remorse, and economic circumstance? How should court weigh mitigating and aggravating factor in similar case? Legal opinion. The judgment of the Balai Bandung District Court in decision number 727 Pidana B 2024 PN Balai Bandung appropriately applied Article 363 Paragraph 1 Subparagraph 3, 4, and 5 of the Indonesian Penal Code (KUHP) in convicting Agus Nurdiansyah bin Riyadno Kurniawan for death under aggravating circumstance. The court thoroughly examined the element of the offense, relying on witness testimony, the defendant admission, and supporting evidence such as CCTV footage. The decision demonstrated a sound application of a legal principle and fulfilled the burden of proof required in a criminal case. Furthermore, the court adhered to procedural fairness, ensuring that the defendant was represented by a legal counsel and allowed to present his defense, with the trial conducted transparently in an open session. While the sentencing of 2 years and 3 months imprisonment is legally valid and within the prescribed range under Article 363 KUHP, it could be critiqued for not fully considering the principle of proportionality, mitigating factors such as the defendant remorse, cooperation, and lack of prior conviction arguably outweighed an aggravating factor. Given the defendant's socio-economic background and the motivation of economic hardship, a lighter sentence closer to the minimum threshold might have been more appropriate. Nonetheless, the court decision to convict the defendant despite the fugitive accomplice and their status was legally sound, as joint criminal liability does not depend of the apprehension or conviction, although depend on the apprehension or conviction or of all accomplices.